Hello, everyone. I wanted to check in with you really quickly regarding the exam. I talked to a couple of folks online, and in particular with the identification section, I wanted to say just a couple of quick things about that. The identifications are designed for you to demonstrate what you know, and that you can make a case about the who, what, when, where, and why of these particular terms. Um, One way to think of them is as a brief paragraph, right? This notion of talking about who, what, when, where, and why in a brief paragraph. These are not just definitions, right? It's not just a basic definition. It's sort of definition plus context plus significance. But the most important part is the so what, right? The most important part is the significance. I want you to think about what these terms tell us in a larger sense about early American history, or how do these terms illustrate some of the major class themes like imagined community or tipping point. So that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to allow you to make a case and to demonstrate your knowledge. Obviously, you need to know more about an identification term to write up 4 to 7 sentences or short paragraph or whatever it ends up being. You need to know more than you need to know for a multiple choice where you only are choosing the best answer, right? So think of them that way. On the study guide, I kind of gave you two different ways of preparing. There's a format with the who, what, when, where, specifically the why, sort of designed to show you how important significance is. Right? If you forget the when, you could still get 9 out of 10 points. If you don't talk about significance, you're looking at losing half credit. 5 out of 10. So significance is very important. At the same time, you can't really talk about significance until you have first set the stage in terms of who, what, when, where, why for the term. For example, we studied the tobacco as a term, right? I think this is always a good example because think about how much that came up in the discussion of colonial Virginia. There's a who, what, when, where. We talked about John Rolfe. We talked about Native Americans being impacted by tobacco, or indentured servants or slaves. The transition to racial slavery comes up. Colonial Virginia itself as part of the where. Right? In terms of the when, we spoke specifically about the early 1600s. Right? But most importantly is that significance. Right? So what? Why is it important? What does it tell us in a larger sense? We spoke about the 3 problems with tobacco in one of the lectures. We talked about that transition again to different types of labor, whether indentured servitude to slavery. So it's not just a definition, right? A definition of tobacco, you could Google the term tobacco and it might say a green leafy plant, right? That's true, but this is not a true false. This is an identification, right? So think about the who, what, when, where. Most importantly, why and how is it significant? Think about the class themes you have at your disposal to talk about and pull out significance. That's what you are being asked to do here. Hopefully that helps clear things up a bit, and good luck.